I just wish your friends were as mature as you.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Paging Dr. Faggot!
Mostly every successful movie tends to have a sequel. When audiences engage with the characters, they want to see more. Some studios plan a sequel or a trilogy before the first is even released. It either turns into a massive success or ruins the franchise, and this happens to be the case for The Hangover. The Hangover is a brilliant comedy movie, following a group of friends taking a trip to Vegas for a stag party. Unfortunately, one successful film is followed by two disappointing sequels. The first film was well received from critics and fans, being named by a few the best comedy movie in 2009. It grossed over $450 million, and the chemistry and friendship between the characters is relatable, similar to an adult version of The Inbetweeners. The casting was perfect, with Bradley Cooper, Ed Helms, and Zach Galifianakis, each having their moments of brilliance. The problem with the franchise is that it works as a standalone. The second follows the same premise, losing a friend and solving the mystery of what happened the night before. Similar to the Home Alone sequels, it was a dull and uninspired movie, but still grossed over $550 million because of the first one. Sequels tend to make more money than the original, because after audiences watch the first, word of mouth goes around through friends and the media, which leaves more hype to sequels as new and old audiences want to see more. Studios still greenlight sequels, even with mixed reviews because of the box office, and that is what happened after The Hangover Part 2, which proceeded to follow with The Hangover Part 3, despite the audience's disappointment with the second. The hype goes down very quickly, with a 35% on Rotten Tomatoes, and then even lower at 21% on the third movie. The third movie is a different take, focusing more on Alan after his dad's passing. It relies on an element of nostalgia, with the setting back in Vegas and the bringing back of characters. All of it is too chaotic being a heist movie, as the tone is completely different. The sequels lost the main reason on why people loved the first one. The dialogue, the jokes and conversations are how people talk to each other even to this day, taking the piss out of someone and then taking it as a compliment. The dialogue and expressions are what made this a masterpiece. The mystery of trying to find Doug and not knowing what happened made it relatable, as the audience has no idea as well, putting together their own ideas in their minds. Audiences can compare it to nights out that they experienced themselves, referring to the name The Hangover. All of this dialogue and relatability is in the second, but it was repeated in a different location. All the confused and exaggerated expressions and shocking events that happened are what we've seen before, making this feel like a copy rather than a sequel. The third is completely different, as the tone is different and feeling more dramatic. The dialogue is lost between the characters, as it doesn't feel the same as the previous films. It also doesn't relate to the title of the film. None of them get drunk or forget events that have happened. An idea I had in mind that the writers could have made for the third movie was to have the boys get drunk on purpose to find or win the 21 million in Vegas. Instead of us not seeing it, we see them drunk on the mission and wake up victorious the morning after, with the trio either knowing or not knowing what happened. It is a bit far-fetched, but it could have been a different take and forces the boys to try something that they don't want to do because of the previous times. We've seen them do crazy things drunk and sober, so it would have been rewarding seeing it pay off like they did in the first, when Doug had the 80 grand in his pocket. The Hangover is a successful film with a great plot, and a great cast that had their careers launched by the movie. It also had a rewarding ending, which unfortunately turned into a terrible franchise that somehow made $1.4 billion. It was a massive success for the studio, with a $218 million budget across all three films. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with more content.